Leon Olguin here, and welcome to At Home with Music. This is probably one of the last days that I'll be able to wear a light shirt like this. For some reason, our weather is unseasonably warm, but eventually we're going to start getting some really cold weather up here on the mountain. So I got to get ready for that. But right now I'm enjoying the relatively warm weather, and we are officially in the holiday season. It usually starts right after Halloween. I'm recording this now on Election Day, November 8th, and we're heading towards the holiday season. Thanksgiving is coming up, and Christmas coming up after that. We're not going to worry about Christmas right now. I'm going to concentrate on Thanksgiving. And what I'd like to do in this video is we're going to take a famous hymn that's associated with Thanksgiving, and we're going to analyze it together. And the name of this hymn is Come, Ye Thankful People, Come. Now, if you were raised in the church and you sang hymns in the church, and I imagine some of you still sing hymns, then you're probably familiar with this very famous song. So what we're going to do is analyze first the music. We're not going to worry too much about the text. We're going to concentrate on the music. And we're going to start by looking at the melody. Now, you can see the printed music that comes right out of the Trinity hymnal. And you'll notice right away that this is in the key of F. How do we know that? Because if you look at the key signature, you can see we've got one flat. And another way to tell what key a song is in is to go right to the end. So we'll flip down to the very last note of the melody, and you'll notice that it's F. And that tells us that we are dealing with the key of F major. So the scale that is used to create this melody is the F major scale. So let's play the tune. Now, you'll notice that this is written in what we call four-part harmony, or SATB, soprano, alto, tenor, bass. Now, sometimes people complain when they sing hymns and go, why is the melody so high? Especially if you look in older hymnals, the melody feels like it's way up high. Well, that's because you're literally singing the soprano part. And then most people, going back to the 1800s, the early 1900s, music education was a big part of the school curriculum, and everybody learned how to read music. And so everybody learned that they were an alto, a soprano, a tenor, or a bass, and they would sing their respective parts. So in reality, the melody is the soprano part. Now, fortunately for this hymn, it doesn't go too high. So this is a tune that pretty much everybody can sing. So what I'm going to do is let's play this tune together. We're going to just read the top line. We're not going to worry about all the other notes. We're not going to worry about the words. Not going to worry about the bass clef. We're just going to play the melody starting from the very beginning. And so you can see we're in 4/4 time. And so we're going to count 1, 2, 3, and. All right, that is the melody. Now, once we've got the melody down, we're going to add chords, and we're going to play them just very simply in the left hand. We're not going to try and play everything that's written in the hymnal at this point. Later on, I'll show you how to take what's written in the hymnal and expand on it to turn it into a piano accompaniment. But right now, we're just going to play the song using chords in the left hand. So if we're in the key of F, the first chord is most likely going to be the F major chord. So we'll put that down here. And we'll keep using it until it doesn't work anymore. Now it's interesting, it works technically all the way through the first line, but if we don't change the chord, it's kind of boring, isn't it? So what we could actually do is change on every other beat. Right now I was playing a chord at the beginning of every measure. Let's try playing a chord halfway through each measure. Looks like here we could go to a C major and then back to F. Because C, as we know, is both a member of the F major chord, but it's also a member of the C major chord. And then we could actually go to D minor here, and then back to C, and then F. So the first two measures would sound like this. Now notice the melody repeats exactly the same phrase in bars 3 and 4. And so what the hymn writer has done here, the one who wrote the music, has put different chords now. So these are the same all the way up to here, and then we go to G minor, and then A major. So that lends it some interesting variation. And then it goes from here. This naturally leads us to D minor. And now what we have here is a series of chords that follow the circle of fifths. So I told you you're going to be using everything that we learned in playing by ear, from ears to fingers, and we're learning about the circle of fifths. So we're starting on this, the bass note, and it goes down a fifth, down another fifth, and then down yet another fifth. So we're cycling through the circle of fifths. Let me play it this way. Now notice what happens here in measures, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All of a sudden we have this B natural. And what this tells us is that we have now modulated into another key. We were in the key of F all the way until this point. And now this F major chord is also part of the key of C. And so you can go from F to G and then C. So now we have modulated into the key of C major. And then when we come down to the next line, we have the same melody, but now it's in the key of C. It's the same shape anyway. This one starts out, but now in the third line of the song, it's the same figure. It's the dotted quarter, eighth note, going up a third, coming down, but then instead of jumping down to this, it goes back to this. And so now we're back in the key of F. And now we're going to modulate again into the key of B flat by using the F7 chord. And now we go back to using the circle of fifths, jumping all the way over to the D chord. And the reason we can do that smoothly is because D is common to both the B flat chord and the D major chord. So you can get a sound like this. It still sounds smooth because this common note kind of holds them together. So we've come from here. Now we're on the fourth line. We go into the circle of fifths thing. So you can see that we are using modulation to create the chords that go with this melody, and we're also using the circle of fifths to make it even more interesting. So let me play through this together, or let me play through this all together, and if you happen to be sitting at your keyboard, I invite you to play along with me. I'm going to play it very simply using the melody with my right hand, just single notes, and we're going to play chords in the left. And you'll notice sometimes I'm using inverted chords. That's easier than going, and it sounds smoother. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and... Now, the way I've played it is just one out of countless ways that we can do this. And maybe I'll come back to this song in a future video and show you all the different ways that you can play this song. We can even put different chords in there. And that's basically called rearranging the song, keeping the same melody, but using different chords, different chord progressions. Anyway, that's Come Ye Thankful People Come, and I hope that you are beginning to feel thankful. I know that the last couple of years have been hard for a lot of folks, but we still have a lot to be thankful for. And of course, one of the things that we have to be thankful for is the beautiful music that we can create and that we can listen to. So thanks for watching. Thanks for playing along with me. We'll do some more song analysis like this in the coming weeks as we head towards 2023. I encourage you to like this video because it helps the channel. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. That also helps the channel. If you'd like to support my work here, you can go to my Patreon page. I will leave a link below in the description. If you have any questions or comments, I encourage you to leave those below in the comment section as well. I always read every comment that I receive and do my best to respond to each and every one. Thank you again, and I'll talk to you in the next one.